It's talks cheap, not talks
Yeah,
cheaps.
singular.
And she said, "Hey, you pay me to suck dick, not to talk English."
I'm gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. Why you so salty? I'll still take a bite.
Frank, I'm at the cigar lounge in LA. There's a guy there, name withheld. He orders
Yeah,
Arby's. Arby's, the order was $23.
yeah.
We're in Studio City. He was going to get it from Woodland Hills. It with the delivery, and don't forget when you order DoorDash or Break the Dishes, whatever the fuck they call it there,
Yeah, yeah. That's the Greek
they,
one.
they take the menu and they add 30% to it,
Yeah, buddy.
and then so the $23 Arby's order was $59.50, and
Yeah.
I looked at the guy and I said, he's a younger guy. I said, "You're paying 150% more for fast food." You know what his answer to me was? "I don't care."
I know. And that's the thing. I get there's convenience. I get it, but they don't factor in. I don't know, man, where they're getting their money from. I know what it takes for us all these years of working and being on the road. Like now my son works and he sees, like how much it takes to make even $100 working at a grocery store or whatever, like I get if it's once in a while, like, and you can't and you're tired, but it's like, even me, Ange, when you got your license, were you excited to grab your dad's car or and then take off?
I was, until I realized my dad made me do all the chores after.
My son, who could probably hear me, I don't know. It drizzled a little bit. It's a little dark. Like
They don't
they're
want to drive.
they're scared. I don't know what it is.
They don't
They're
want
not
to drive.
excited. They want to be driven. They want to order DoorDash, Uber Eats, which is great for these companies. But it's like for me to like what $2 delivery. Man, I'll go pick it up. It's so weird because I'll spend the gas money to go pick it up, but it's always way cheaper, man. It's always way cheaper.
So, Frankie, let me ask you this: have we officially now become our parents? Because
Yes.
look how we're talking now. So it's like you're thinking back, saying, "Well, why would you get DoorDash if you have a car and you're able? You get in the car and you go pick it up. You want
Go
to go to
get it.
Hardee's, Swiss Chalet, In-N-Out Burger, whatever.
Things
You
are so
just go
close.
right."
Yeah.
But isn't it funny now that we're sitting back now and looking at this now, is thinking our parents must have felt the same way about us
Oh, buddy,
in
they
a
thought
different
about it.
manner.
They thought about it if we even after dinner thought of going through the drive-through and grabbing a burger. That now they don't even go through the drive-through. They're paying for all this stuff, and like you said, the cost is almost double when they deliver it. I, Vince, shit. I'm sorry. You were gonna say something there. What were
No,
you
I
gonna
just
say?
wanted to chime in because, in relation to the convenience of everything that you guys are talking about, does this relate? I mean, clearly it relates to entertainment in a way where cinema is dead. Nobody goes to the movies anymore. It's a
Yeah.
rarity if somebody puts something out and it gets theatrical release. And even the amount of time that it stays in the theater, it's quickly on a streaming service. But in relation to what you guys do for a living, it's so easy to click on your phone and find a comedy clip from your favorite comic than to pay the money to go see them in a club. So, I mean, and you're touring right now. Frank, you're doing specialty shows and people are coming on specifically for you. You guys are on the ground. Do you see dips in clubs or, I mean, smaller rooms work better, but a larger clubs, are they having a hard time filling the room?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I haven't been at the clubs a lot lately because I've been doing this specialty show. But I always love to jump on stage. Plus, I had a procedure surgery, so I haven't been at the clubs. I find certain times of the year the clubs could suffer, and then I find certain times of the year that they're doing okay. That people want to go out. It's clubs are a funny thing. If you have a name, clubs, will still get full. If people are going, hey, so and so showing up, he's working on his act, or clubs got to get really creative at trying to get patrons in. You know, free tickets, you 110 free tickets, come with your company, blah blah blah. Like it's yeah, you're right with the convenience. You know, it relates to all this, food delivery thing. People love convenience. It's getting harder to leave the house, and we don't want to talk back in the day with COVID. We got really comfortable at home. We got sick of being at home, but there's just some comforts we really like, and Ange can attest to this. Like, yeah, you could find some great comedy on the streaming services, but not everybody's on those streaming services. There's great comics that aren't on there. There's great comics that are like they've had to put their stuff on YouTube, or they put clips on social media, but then you're with some of that stuff you're giving your stuff away. So you're trying to save some of your act for when people do come and see you live. Or, I mean, YouTube, if you get enough subscribers and enough views, you can start making money. But yeah, like it's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. And
Well, adding to what Frank just said, what's happening now, Vince, is that you got now as a product of COVID and social media, you got people with content getting millions of followers and views. I did a big show just 2 nights ago in LA. And there was some couple of younger comedians. I'm not going to mention names. You don't have to mention names. And they got big followings on TikTok and Instagram. But you could see where they still lack the experience of being live on stage, the comfort to do it. And the one they put the other guy after me, after another comic, and he had a little bit of an attitude, little and then he went to the other guy who told me after I got off the stage. He went on. He goes, "I heard this guy was good. I didn't think he was that good." You see, because the reality is, what people, the general public, when they see a video, that's a video that's been edited over and over and over again. Where I
yeah,
give credit to Frank and Cause, yeah, they make videos and stuff, but guess what? They've turned it into a live show, which you guys have honed it. So, but a
yeah,
lot of these guys, they want to be headliners, and the clubs, adding to what Frank said and what you're saying, Vince, the clubs now are like, look, how many followers do you got? How many views do you get? We're booking you on that. And they
Really?
don't care. Yeah, they don't care as much anymore about whether there was a time when you were funny that the club liked it and said, look, you're a funny guy. We're going to build off that with our audience that we market to. Come see Frank. Come see Ange. Come see Russell. Come see whoever. Now it's like Frank's 100% right. Who can you bring to the club? They don't want to do the marketing. They don't barely want to book your airfare, barely want to book your hotels. It's almost like we become subcontractors in the business. Does that make sense, Frank? It's
yeah. And the funny thing is then, like, I'm really lucky because, like you, Ange, we got a good reputation in the business. We got a pretty good following on social media now. We've had to work. We were the couple guys that, and some guys have transitioned into social media and make it work. But yeah, like then you want to bring your audience, but now it's like, well, if I'm going to do all this work, we're the promoters. They hope now that we're the guys that are, and listen, they always want a good name to bring the people in. And like you said, back in the day, Frank's a great act. Whoever's going to be there the next time, they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to come again, and they're going to come again. Where it's like Ange says, now it's people with numbers, so people come and see them. Maybe their act isn't as honed or practiced, but good for them. They're trying and they're practicing. But then we want a piece of the pie. If we're going to do all this work on social media, and I spend money on ads, even when I go to clubs, then give me a piece of the pie. Like, don't say, well, here's this is what we pay headliners. Well, no, like now it's a partnership here. Now listen, if I go in
100%.
on a Tuesday, Thursday to do 10 minutes just to practice, that's me working on my act. That's I don't even care. Give me $10 for gas or whatever. But you want to headline me. Frank's got some popularity. You gotta share a bit of the pie there. At that point, right? Yeah. And
Our
we and
wives
listen,
spend too much money.
me and Ange have worked at it. Man, people don't see the time that gets put. And listen, even doing social media to be able to get organized, shoot, sound, someone who edits it. It is a lot of work, and people who are doing social media right and connect with an audience, it's great, and hopefully you can make money even online with it. But yeah, like doing live stuff is fantastic, and if you can translate it over, I'm lucky. I got years of experience on stage, a little bit of acting, so our live show's doing really good too with the sketch comedy. But yeah, it's you
But
think
Frank, I
that.
give you guys credit because I just did for the first time in 28 years with the Groundlings. It's
Yeah,
legendary in LA. We did a sketch show at Christmas with Lori
yeah,
Tatuli, and it was extremely funny. And
yeah,
we did a couple of skits. We did 4 shows, and I couldn't believe how much time and effort went into props,
yeah,
costumes. See, stand up, it's just you, the microphone, and the crowd. This is moving parts, man. You got sound cues, light cues. You got to fill in between this and that and everything else. And then here's
yeah.
the deal: you do all that, and then you do the show, and then you got to dump it, and then bring back a whole new fucking show.
Yeah, and that's and now going to the sketch comedy of what we're doing. Now you had a taste of it the other day, last week doing it. We've incorporated video, some props. Now we got to go in
Right.
early and go through the light cues, the sound cues. We wanted to give it production value. But then you're limited. Like we have great ideas, me and Cause, to do other things, but then it's like, well, when we go on the road, how are we gonna bring this? How are we gonna bring this couch with us? How are we gonna? So now you gotta find creative ways to give it as much production value without having to friggin' put everything in a truck and drive somewhere. And hey, if you're Mervish Productions and you got 8 week run, yeah, you have a whole set, you have props and you're set up for a bunch of weeks in a place. But it's tough. It's tough. And like as much as social media has been amazing to get your face out there, it's created so much more competition at the same time. Like everyone that wanted to do comedy that really didn't have I guess the time to go downtown and work at the comedy clubs and be a stand up. These phones have and this social media, these apps have allowed people to just do stuff at home on a green screen. Now all of a sudden they're putting their ideas out there.
Yeah,
As this,
this has
yeah,
replaced the television,
it is. It's
essentially.
replaced. I had this conversation this morning with Cosmo Ange, and I don't know. You've probably gone through it. We're doing some shows in other cities, and it's like, do we buy some radio ads? Is it even worth it? Like I called a radio station last year when we were doing shows. It wasn't in Toronto; it was a different city, and I'm like, can you put together a package? And they're like, well, how much do you want to spend? And it's like, well, what are your packages? Like they can't even. I think they'll take whatever. If I said $500, they'll take it. If I said 2 grand, they'll take it. Like back in the day, they used to give me packages.
There should
Like,
be packages.
yeah, like here, this, every morning we'll plug you and 10 seconds here, 30 seconds there, and or you could spend this much. Now it's like, what do you got? It's different. It's different. I don't know. Is radio worth it? Are people listening to the radio? Maybe that's my question. Everybody out there, are people still listening to the radio? Maybe in their cars.
Well, I'll
No,
stop you
maybe,
there. They're listening to the radio when they're going to work and coming home from work. That's still
maybe.
effective. Even in LA, they still are. But
Okay.
Yeah,
you're right, with satellite radio now and with
Podcasts.
podcast.
podcast, satellite radio, that's actually, you know what? You're both right. That's a good point.
I get
Well,
it too,
Listen,
Ange. I like listening to sports radio when I'm in the car. I like listening to that kind of stuff. Maybe the news, what's the weather like? How are the roads? But then once that's done, and if they're not talking about something I like, I switch it. And I usually have a playlist. And I know there's people who love podcasts, and they'll go on 2 hour walks and listen to podcasts,
That's my
and then they're like, I
podcast.
didn't get to finish it. Let's finish it on the car on the way to work, which we hope happens with this.
Well, yeah, as we were saying, a lot of this stuff emerged through the pandemic, 2020 to now 2026. Hey, by the way, Happy New Year, boys.
Yeah,
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year, Vince.
I mean, it's way too late to be saying it, but still. How much of this now, this is a byproduct of what you guys started on Instagram Live. So, being that you're diving into the podcast world now, what sort of sparked the jump? I mean, the lives were great, it was very interactive, but now we have a platform where you can kind of no holds barred, say what you want, no handcuffs on.
Yeah,
You're not going to get shut down like we did before, Ange. Instagram,
you know what? We look. I think we were all on not so much edge, but for me and Frank, this way we got the band together again because I still have people, Vince and Frank, going, "Hey, what happened to your Monday lives? We were
Yeah.
looking, we loved it, and and the thing was, I call them the trolls, okay, and they would come on, and Frank's got much more temperament than me. That's what makes Frank Frank. Frank's got. And you can see I'm calm today. I'm not gonna don't. But some guys would come on and irritate the shit out of me, and I would lose it. I would fucking lose it
And
because I didn't give
sometimes
a
I
shit.
would.
And even Frank a few times because we're at home and you got people questioning things, doing things, and I'm like, I'm all about the debate. Look at the
Yeah.
world we're living in now, guys.
yeah,
Things are divided more now than they've ever been divided. I mean, they just everywhere. And it's like, and I always said to people, I respect your opinions, but don't hide behind some fake identity. Be a man or a woman and come out and say this what bothers you. Let's talk about it. That's why when we came up with the name Talks Cheaps, and I'm sure people are going to be asking. So the story is Vince and Frank and I have been saying this to each other for years. For years, Talks Cheaps. So it's somebody we know took over a company in Montreal, and this company was it
It's a
was a
production.
cinematic company,
Yeah.
and
cinematic.
they were making cinema. It was in bankruptcy, and they took it over. They were making some porns as well,
It
and
can we
the
say what city? Because it would make a little sense.
Montreal,
Montreal. Yeah, it was
Montreal.
in
Which
Montreal.
is the
It was in
biggest
Montreal.
porn production in Canada for
Well,
adult
Montreal's
content.
a hub of porn, actually,
Huge.
believe it or not, huge. So what happened was they had to finish the script. So the the actress was about to give oral to the guy, and the line she was French Canadian, and the line was "talks cheap," and she goes at it, and then they start rolling the cameras, and she's like "talks cheaps," and starts going at it, and they go cut, 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 and they go no, Celine, it's not talks cheaps, it's talks cheap. Okay, so they roll the cameras again, and they go again, action. She starts going again. She goes, talks cheaps. So they cut,
God.
and the big cut, and the big ruckus on the set. And they go, Celine. Her name's Celine. I'm making the name up. Celine. It's talks cheap, not talks
Yeah.
cheaps.
Singular.
And she said, hey, you pay me to suck dick, not to talk English. Which we thought, Frank and I, so for years,
Yeah, for years it's funny because we were
talks
in a car.
cheaps.
We were talking about this story.
Forever, eh, Frank? Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, forever. And it's like we were driving to a gig and we were talking about this story and just talks cheaps and
We
she
were going
kept
to
screwing
Sarnia.
it
We had to
up.
pull over in the highway.
I'm even thinking, what about the actor in this? He must be loving it. She keeps screwing it up. She has to keep doing it. This guy's getting extra action. It's just the whole story that when you're a comic, and you're in acting, you meet people that are like in the production side of it, and they buy a company. Now they inherit this film that maybe they don't even really want to do, but contractually they got to finish it. So now they're dealing with this. Then for the longest time, we were just dying. We almost crashed the car. Andrew was
We almost
driving
crashed the
his
car, Vince,
on the
on the 401
401. We
when
were going
Frank
to a
was driving.
gig. For some reason, we were howling, "Stocks cheap, stocks," and it became like one of those phrases that we say to each other. All like we'll end conversations like even today. We'll be like, "Okay, Ange, hey, take care, safe travels." Okay, talks cheaps, and we hang up. It's just
Talks
it.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
It's
So when we thought about when we were talking about, you know, doing the podcast, and we want, and you know what's funny? It's one of those things where it's almost like a metaphor, right? It
yeah,
talks cheap. We could have called this the Talks Cheap podcast because
yeah.
talks cheap. People, but talks cheaps
It's
just
beautiful.
makes it.
It's got that inside
You won't.
joke of me and Ange. We've said it to each other. It's got that funny story, and it's true. Ange, like talk is cheap sometimes. Like and it's almost ironic because we want people to listen to what we have to say, but talk's cheap. Uh, we could
But
have called it
talks
actions speak
cheaps.
louder than words, but it's like talk's cheaps, and
it's a more Quebecois accent.
it's tax cheaps. You got to say with a bit of a French tax cheaps. Hey there, you
Talks
pay me
cheaps.
to do the sucking, not to speak English.
But
Hilarious
it's
when
so accurate, Frank, and so
yeah,
true.
yeah,
You pay me to suck dick, not to talk English. Okay, well,
and that's
you're in
it. Talk's
French
cheap.
Canada. What do you expect's gonna happen?
And to her
Oh,
point, even the line talks cheap. They want her to say it right, but the reality is her actions are more important than the words.
yeah, who's watching a porn going, hey, that line came out wrong?
That
Nobody
line
gives a shit.
wasn't believable. That line wasn't believable.
Does
And that
anybody
line,
remember the dialogue of any porn?
yeah,
No.
It's
Other than your pizza's here.
right. Like, who's watching a fucking porn? He's the guy from the beginning. Oh, he came back. He was the murderer. I didn't know. You're
what?
Hilarious.
Talks cheap.
Hilarious. Me and Ange, no joke. Sorry,
What
go ahead. Go.
question
We
is
were just
that
laughing.
production
So
company still working?
I don't know.
What's that, Vince?
Is
Sorry.
Is
this
that production
production?
company in Montreal still
No, not
working?
anymore. No, it's
Okay.
now not. It's
I would
gone.
love it if and that's how Brazzers was started or
Oh,
something.
can you imagine?
Well, Brazzers
What is
and
Brazzers?
Pornhub and that's all Montreal-based
That's from
companies, right?
Montreal.
Yeah.
Patrick
They're all out
Hakeem
of
has a bit.
Montreal.
The comic Patrick Hakeem has a bit that Brazzers is actually
That's right.
two
Brothers, one,
Middle
two.
Eastern boys who are trying to say, whether they're Lebanese, I can't remember who they were. They're trying to say brother, brother,
Oh, is that what
and
how
it came
it
out Brazzers.
Brazzers.
That's a
See, see
Patrick
that's
Hakeem.
again. There you
hilarious.
go. Good
I didn't
point.
know that.
Brazzers and
Is it Fox
brothers
Chief
talks
production?
cheap, talks cheap.
There you
Oh,
go.
you could only base that out of something that would happen in Quebec, Canada.
Fucking
Because
Montreal.
look at Montreal, man, and it's so because people always ask me about where's the most unique place to go to in Canada. I mean, Canada's beautiful, but if you want something completely bizarre and different, it's got to be Montreal.
Montreal's got some great it's just a bit of everything. The classic, the old Montreal, the nightlife. And they got the whole
Every
arts.
scam in the planet comes out of Montreal.
Just
It's
listening
a
to what he told
fact.
you right now. It's like Montreal's fucked up, and Frank's like, yeah, it's got some
It's a
unique
beautiful
places,
place.
and there's
That that's what makes me and Edge work. I'll
And
be
Frank
like,
goes, they got good restaurants, and dude, there's porn happening.
yeah,
All the films that were being pirated were coming out of Montreal. I mean, all the you look at when they built the Olympic Stadium in Montreal.
oh,
How
that's a
many of
story.
those contractors were taking the cement trucks, running them through 8, 9 times before they dropped
Yeah.
the load of cement
They
and
would
charging it
deliver
to the
them. Yeah,
city?
it's there, weigh it, and then right out the back door. Now go pour my concrete pad over there at that over there. Oh man,
But
yeah, that's
it's a unique place. It's a unique. It really it is the weirdest. Some of the cool. It's a cool city. Don't get me wrong. I
very
love
yeah,
Montreal. We
a
love
lot of
it.
fun.
yeah, 100%.
Love Montreal, but it's bizarre. Even if you talk to the inhabitants of Montreal and Laval, they're going to tell you themselves. Yeah,
And
it's a.
let's remind everybody, Ange was born in Montreal, And so, how long did you live there?
I
Before
lived
you?
there till about 8 or 9, 10 years old. Then I moved to Ottawa, which is culture. But then my family all moved back. Frank,
I'll
they all
move
live in
back. Yeah,
Montreal now.
So the
like
majority of your family's still in Montreal.
Most of them are there, and Ottawa and Toronto also, and
and
Niagara
they're
Falls.
and they're great because they're so supportive. Because even when like me and Angela do shows together, and then next thing after shows we're hanging out, just anywhere, someone's
It's
basement.
actually funnier, Vince, after the show than during the show.
Yeah, when especially when we're all together. But they'll even if I'm in town. Hey Frank, I heard you coming in town. They all support.
Yeah,
Ange
they
got a
do.
Ange
They
got a
do.
great. Ange introduced me to some great people. His family, his friends, and Ange the toasties at night. The Belle Provence, like the food at night. It's like here we go. Now we're gonna get into food,
It's
but
got the best night food in Montreal, but it's true that people call. Still people call me, and it's like I'm bored. Like I'll be honest with you, I'm bored of the food in LA, man. Mexican sushi. I'm like, I mean, come on. I just can't. We have to get Mexican sushi. Gluten free, and I mean, and I'm sure people watching our new podcast. I'm at La Polina Studios in Naples, Florida. It's a cigar manufacturing, one of the best in the world. They have a studio, and they're handing me these great cigars today. I figured, what a better way to start this off.
It's
oh,
a cool
beautiful.
vibe, buddy. You got a cool vibe back there.
What do you got
That's
back there? Is
awesome.
that some scotch or what do you got?
They got
Looks
everything
like
here, man. They got the whole. This is their studio that they do
amazing.
their cigar podcast from at La Polina, and they're Sammy and Clay have been. They say, "Hey, Edge, we'll set up your studio. We'll set the studio for you and Vince and Frank to do your thing." I mean, they're all
That's
set up
awesome.
here, man. I wish I could do it from here every week. And they're handing me these awesome La
Cigars.
Polinas. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. It's funny because where people, Frank, it's like people going, well, they're smoking tobacco. Look, I got out of the car the other day at my house with my wife and daughter. My neighborhood reeked of weed.
Yeah.
Reeked of weed. I mean, it's like they had a weed jamboree on my street in
While
L.A.
you were
It's just
gone.
unbelievable. Like I don't know what they were doing, and yet, and again, I'm not saying smoking's good for you. I'm not fucking saying any of that shit, but it's somehow you see this new generation's accepting weed and pens and stuff
Yeah.
and bowls, but they don't like cigarettes or cigars.
I think that's a big fear. I'd rather smoke a cigar than vape all day, like and I don't, me, Ange, I'll do it once in
No,
a while as a like I'm hanging out with Ange or something, I'll have a cigar and I'll have the little ones cuz I get nauseous. I'm such a wimp. I'll like
yeah,
uh
fair enough.
but yeah, I'm not used to it because I don't do it. And but yeah, like it's so scary with the young people. The vaping was supposed to be, and that's the crazy thing. It was supposed to be something healthy, a healthier alternative to smoking. But it's just so convenient, and it's really like it's. And then you got to wonder what's in the vape, right? Like
What's in that stuff?
what's in that stuff. It's chemicals, and now I have teenage boys, and that's the big fear being a parent. Like it's funny, we're turning into our parents. We have our vices. Like, listen, you got to enjoy life too. There's that balance, right? Yeah, we all try to be healthy and eliminate this, eliminate that. But look at my dad. Like he wasn't really supposed to drink at his age, but man, a glass of wine here, a glass of wine there, maybe two, but it made him happy. We've talked about this before when we would go live. You want to live till you're 95 and miserable or nothing, or would you live till you're 85, 80, but you got to enjoy a lot more?
Remember George
It's a
Burns,
tough
Frank?
one.
George Burns? Remember
Yeah,
George Burns?
he was burning all
Smoked
the
a
time,
cigar. He was 101 years old when he died.
and that's the other thing.
And
Is
his
you?
doctor said to him, what did your doctor say? My doctor told me I should stop smoking cigars. Is that your doctor said? What did he say now? He goes, I don't know. He's dead.
That's hilarious.
That's our society today.
Yeah,
It's so funny how it's I don't know, man. It's like there's no. I needed something. Look, even coming to Florida. Names withheld. I need my airline ticket. So usually you send a screenshot. Everything's a fucking screenshot or Snapchat.
Or
Send
forward.
me the confirmation code, Malaka. I need to get. Oh, here, screenshot.
And that validates everything. A picture on a fucking phone, not on a flight.
Yeah, because they don't use printers anymore. Who prints anything anymore? Nobody prints anything. Oh, you want
Or
confirmation or screenshot? Here, show them the screenshot
forward
at the
the
counter.
itinerary, something. It's crazy, man. Like yeah, it's convenient as everything is. Still, shit's not happening. It's
But you know
crazy.
what's funny, guys? Frank, you know what's funny? We're living it now. It's not like it's going to happen. No, we're living it now. It's almost like, oh shit, okay. So this is how you guys do things. We came. Remember, you had a confirmation code. You got printed. No, you don't need that anymore. Screenshot, send it to the guy. It's easier.
Yeah.
Frank, I'm on the ship doing a show, the family show, and I do the joke about. You remember when my daughter asked me, did dad, when you grew up, did you have an iPhone? We have an iPhone. We had a rotary phone. You remember
Yeah.
those?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
an 8-year-old in the crowd. No, we don't remember those because you're old.
Oh wow.
And the kid, 8-year-old, heckling me. I go, it's part of my joke. She goes, yeah. He goes, why don't you go tell your old jokes to your old people?
Wow.
This little runt. And I go, hey, I said, where are your parents? She goes, I can't find them. I go, they're trying to hide from you too, aren't they? I said, this kid, 8 years old, Frank, 8-year-old heckler at the family show. Oh, we don't know about rotary phones because you're old. I was kind of funny,
Yeah.
but I thought that.
Right?
That's the beauty of live. Like even dealing with it. Sometimes they're funny. You go with it. It's yeah.
You can't
I
say
don't.
anything rude to him,
Well,
but
things
that's what I'm
turn
saying to
around.
you. But
Well,
we're witnessing it, guys, every day. Every day, it frustrates even me. I'm like, it's even when you get in a car now, Apple Play, plug in your phone, and now listen. And you made a good point earlier. I'm listening to Apple Music. I'm on Waze. I don't need directions anymore because
no.
everything's on right now. I'm doing this podcast with you guys on my phone. Everything is on. I don't even need a computer. I got my phone. It's got
Yeah.
everything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me
You
your
know,
address. Never. Just give me your postal code. Remember, like back in the day, I was working with photographers already having anxiety about driving downtown, and I had a friggin' Pearlie's map where the street would end at the end of the page, and then it's like go to page 142, and you're on page 56, and you're like driving, trying to find the page. Talk about distracted driving, and now you get a ticket if you look at your phone for 2 seconds. Man, I was barely looking at the road when I was driving downtown in Toronto, looking at that Pearlie's map.
now you got Frommer's or Thomas Guide, and now you got on the phone. Bip 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 bip. It's all there.
Oh yeah,
Talking to your wife.
I had the Mandalorian giving me directions not too long ago.
You got the Mandalorian doing it now.
You could change voices now. Now you got celebrities. Snoop Dogg, yeah, make a right here. I don't
Fuck.
know. It's
Unbelievable.
hilarious.
I had to change mine. It sounded like my ex-wife. I was getting irritated, yelling in the car.
She's still telling you what to do, eh, Ange?
Turn right, turn left. What's wrong with you? Why are you breathing so
Can't you
heavy?
see this street here? Well, listen, going back to why we started this is what I love. Just we get to vent. Hank don't want to talk to anybody, but I still feel privileged. He wants to talk to me and you, Vince. Um,
I like talking. It's not that. It's weird. We're we're
yeah, no, I
orators. We're
get it.
comedians, and it's like,
I know
God.
it's always a bad time when someone calls you. You're in the middle of watching something, or yeah.
Yeah, you
It
guys are professional talkers, but I mean,
and that's
every
the other
once in a
thing.
while,
Sometimes
professional talkers gotta, be themselves as they can. Everybody's a sort of a version of themselves on stage from a comic standpoint. But
you're
when
right.
you guys just get to be you guys, you guys are normally you guys when you're just, hanging out, and why not just record it like we did with the Instagram lives and they
Yeah,
great. But I mean, Edge,
Exactly.
for you, that like how many years now have you been touring?
it's been well. Look, I've been going full time, 28 years.
And
Yeah.
Well, I
Is
was living in Toronto. It's not as much. But the last, it's weird. I'd say the last 10 years, have
Yeah.
been a blur.
really?
Ange going
Well,
pretty
yeah, I
hard.
mean, going. I mean, look, I'm in Florida now. I'm here with Russell. So we're at West Palm Beach, Naples, and then Tampa. And then from Tampa, I'm going to fly to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and
Nice.
then stay there for a night. Get on a ship. Yeah, but I've been there like 12 times last year. I don't give a shit anymore. Don't get me wrong, it's a job, and but you see, if I tell people in Mexico, I go here and they're like, oh wow, must be. I'm like, I want to be home,
Yeah.
but
It's
it's like
true.
work. Not just
It
what we do. A lot of people now have to travel more because of their jobs, and
it's true.
Understandable.
We
Yeah.
love what we do. And I think that's why again the back in the day the Instagram lives we were stuck at home, but also me and Ange, Ange on the road a lot on ships. I would call him because I knew I go, he's probably going nuts. It's day 5 and he gets to vent with me, and then we did the lives and you guys saw, like the frustration. It's weird because it's like you say, when the convenience is there, you appreciate it. And then there's times you don't appreciate it. Like it's great to work. It's great to work, but then when it's too much and you're not at home and you just want your own bed, then you wish you were home. And then it was funny. Ange was home during the holidays. I think that's the longest you've been home how long
in probably 7, 8 years.
how long
Really?
how many days, like how many
I,
weeks?
I was home for 16 days.
And it's funny,
Whoa.
I
First
call
time in about 8 or 9 years.
I call Ange and I'm like, how long you been home? Oh man, 12 days now. I go, you ready to leave? And you just start laughing because it's like he's dying to be home, but then you're going nuts being at home, and then you're like,
Yeah.
it's nice to have a gig, and we love what we do. It's therapeutic for us, and that's why during, when we were stuck at home that year or 2 years, we just did this because, and I tell you, and you're right. People still come up to me and say, I got to thank you and Ange. Like I was so depressed, I was so upset, and to see guys like you feeling the same and other people making comments that they're going through the same thing, it actually helped them. And then,
It
we try
really
to,
did. You
eh,
don't realize that some people are lonely or they want to be part of a conversation.
yeah,
And that's why podcasting I think is so endearing now. I think a lot of people listen to podcasts and they want to hear what's going. It's almost like eavesdropping into somebody's life, like
yeah, we're being more real. We were being real with each other, because when you see us on stage, you see the thing we wrote that we want to say and make you laugh. And it's like you say, it's a persona, Vince, it's what we want. But then when we're here talking, there's this it's I mean we inject the funny and stuff, but it's more real. It's more real, and our feelings and things we've gone through, and
I
Well,
love it.
that's what it is. Like you guys are just two human beings, and the natural human aspect of your personality is to be funny. But for 28 years, Ange being on the road, finally being home at Christmas, but then Frank, on the flip side, you're kind of veering off the road from a stand-up role, but on it back again with the shows that you're doing. What's the hardest part of your day now? And like on a show day, when you said that now there's production value going in, because it's not just a mic, a stool, and you're on stage and you got to
Yeah,
worry about your set. You got somebody else, and you're working with people behind the scenes making it all happen. There's, as we said, a lot
yeah,
of moving parts. What's the hardest part
it's
of that now?
yeah, it is all the moving parts now, and it's a longer day. It's definitely a longer day. Like Ange knows, you show up if the show's at 7 o'clock, maybe you show up 5:30. You do it not at the comedy clubs. Comedy clubs, you just show up before your set. I like to be there at the beginning because I want to hear what the audience is like. What did the host say? What did the opening act say?
yeah.
Can I tie any of my stuff into it? Can I make a joke about that? It's always fun, to relate to other people's stuff. And then but with this, it's like get there early, load in, get the props ready. I do some costume changes, wigs. Uh, are we gonna eat something? Okay, crew. Now we have videos and sound cues. We got to load them up. Are they? And then there's a whole other stress. Does this theater, can it handle
Yeah.
our files? We got some HD. Causes went to film school. He likes things looking sharp and in HD and 4K. And can their computer handle it? And usually most places can, but now you're going to some places where it's like they want you in a city. It's a bit of a risk doing it in some nice theater. So now you're doing it in more of a event center where now they've rented the screen. Um, they've had to rent chairs, make it look like theater style. Do they have the equipment to be able to play everything? We were in Oshawa and they were great. They had a beautiful screen up, but then they rented the projector, which was a short throw from behind, which was great because when you walked in front, you didn't have to worry about shadows, but they couldn't get it like to fit properly. They had finally about half an hour before the show where they rented it from the guy came and he made some adjustments and then it worked. I mean, I wanted the screen a little more full, but there's so much more technical with this stuff. And then there's
Right.
lines and there's like mic packs and are they gonna, guys, did you put same thing? It was Ottawa again. There's a scene, there's Oshawa, sorry, and they were great. It was a great show, but there was a part in the show where I go to the front of house, is that what it's called? So I leave backstage and I don't want anyone to see me, and I literally, Cosmo calls my name, my character's name, and I actually come walking through the audience, but I have to get there. In a theater, there's usually side wings and you go down a hallway and now you're in the lobby and you come through the theater. But this place, in Hamilton, I had to go outside. It was middle of winter, but this place, I had to go through the basement. And he goes, don't worry, someone will be here to bring you to the right door or something. So I took it for granted. I didn't pay attention to where the door was at the bottom of the stairs and the other place that I had to go to. I could hear the scene above starting. I'm like, oh my God, I had to change. I get down there, nobody's there. I'm going through doors. All of a sudden, I'm at an exit door outside. I'm in a woman's bathroom. I open a door, there's chairs and tables. This isn't it. I was panicking. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I hope people realize that I'm not up there. And someone comes and gets me. Finally, it's like, hey, over here. They realized it was that scene. I don't know. And they brought me up and he had already called my name. The audience, you could tell it was quiet. And thank God it ended, but it kind of screwed up the scene a little bit in the beginning. It was quiet. People felt awkward. It's like there's so much more to worry about. Stand up is definitely a lot easier
Yeah.
technically, but man, it makes for great stories. Like, yeah, I ended up doing the scene and
How many wardrobe changes do you have to do in that show?
thanks to my wife, she thinks that, and she's probably listening over there. I was just gonna wear the same costume. There's some scenes where I change from the dad to the mom in the middle of the scene, and I'm talking backstage as I'm changing. I have about 6 or 7 different women's outfits. I got My wife went shopping for the character, and she spent so much cash. I don't even have that many jeans. I have more clothes with these characters than I do. I gotta get more clothes for myself.
Wow. Is it a little more liberating dressing like a woman? I don't know. Like, do you have to
I know
find
Ange gonna rip. Is it liberating? It's just fun. It's funny. It's funny. I'm
So
channeling
it
my
sounds
mom.
they're going to need therapy years
I'm
from
gonna
now.
need their. My kids are. My kids are.
My
Isn't your
dad walked
dad the
around the
guy that
house
dresses
dressed
up like a woman?
as divine.
Buddy, it's. Well, Ange, you've imitated your mom for years
Oh,
on
I've done it.
stage. I've
Yeah, with her
imitated my
voice.
mom as stand up, and now with social media, with these ideas that we had, it just makes sense to put the wig on and you actually look like her. And then, Ange, I
I
didn't
think
know,
it's an Italian thing.
it's a lot of, yeah.
a lot of the
And
Italian
Greeks. I'm
comics still do it?
noticing
Yeah.
Greeks too, Ange. A lot of different
They're
cultures.
starting to do it now. Yeah,
Even
I
the
think
Iranians, the Persians, a lot of these different comics that imitated parents or people, like their You know, that's the thing about these phones now. Like, you know, with stand up, you don't got time. You're painting a picture with words. With this kind of stuff, with sketch comedy, and now these phones and social media, you know, you can give them the character. You put a wig on, you put green screen, and next thing you know it, you're in the middle of Rome, or you're in a mall, or you're in an
Yeah.
airplane imitating how they act, and it's a whole other world now. Like, I know, Ange, we come from the same school of comedy. I never thought I'd be doing this. If you asked me when I first started
You're
comedy,
adapting.
yeah, hey, here's a snapshot here, Frank. I'm going to bring you to the future. This is you. And I look at myself dressed like a woman and hi everybody. I'd be like, that's don't this is full of shit. I'm quitting.
You
Hey,
guys want a fact right now?
huh?
I'll give you a fact. Half the new U.S. visas coming into the United States for entertainment, half are for OnlyFans.
You want to talk about fucking convenience?
We get Frank, half of the entertainment visas now for the United States of America coming in, they posted it the other day, are for OnlyFans.
But
Yep.
why do you need to go to the States to do something on your
Well, they're probably
device?
coming from countries that are more oppressive about it and stuff.
Maybe
And
you're
they're
right, yeah.
all applying because they're getting paid in US dollars. They want to come to the US. And because they are getting paid, half of the entertainment visas now into the fact, it's a fact,
Our OnlyFans.
are
OnlyFans broke
OnlyFans
out when you
visas.
guys were doing Instagram lives during the pandemic. OnlyFans was a big thing during the pandemic because you can make a fucking lot of money in the comfort of your home being a dirty skank. Men or women. Gays too earn this as well. But
Everybody.
everybody.
And didn't you say there was a comic you knew and
His,
without mentioning
his
names
wife.
needed money?
His wife did it.
Oh wow.
And making look, Denise Richards, who was married to Charlie Sheen,
Yeah.
you can check this out. If I'm not mistaken, it makes between 1.7 and $2 million a month.
Really?
Per la Madonna.
She made more. She's making more money now than she ever did as an actress, when she was really popular.
So what
Drea
you're saying
DiMatteo,
is,
Sopranos, paid off her house from
oh yeah.
OnlyFans.
So what you're saying is I dress up like my mom with some fishnet stockings
And you do
and
OnlyFans.
I dust the house and show a little bit of leg. Ange, I'm telling you, I can't even put a new wig on and it looks nice. And I put a pair of earrings imitating my mom, like, ooh, Frank. Oh, Franca looks hot today. And it's guys. I'm worried.
Really?
If I got to do one of those,
Right? Maybe you don't need to do the show. Maybe you should need an OnlyFans page.
Fucking
right,
yeah.
I could,
Why are
right
you working
here.
so hard?
I could be dusting this mirror right
You
now, and
may you're joking. You may really surprise yourself with how much money you can make in a week.
Dude, the
wow,
amount of kinky people out there who have what are they, fetishes?
fetishes, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So Franca with a Swiffer, can you imagine?
OnlyFans.
Franco with a Swiffer.
Which end of the Swiffer?
That's what I was thinking.
Guys, this might be my last podcast. Have a nice
One and
night.
done. Spun on.
Spot on.
Split on under Swiffer.
Ange, how long are you in Florida for? The weekend?
I heard for 10 days,
10 days. Holy fuck, 2 weekends.
When's
two
the first
weekends
show?
tonight.
Oh wow,
And
nice. Is it clubs, Ange, or little theaters, or what
Well,
is it?
we're doing clubs
Oh, okay, cool.
where are
That's
you now?
fun.
Naples or
now. We're in Naples.
Naples? I hear that's fucking tricky with comics. Everybody's got a fucking horror story about Naples, Florida.
Naples. Yeah, I know you hear. I mean, no, it's nice here. It's a nice community. A
I
lot
know,
of
I
rich
loved it there. I
people.
was there in February, and you're going back, aren't you, Ange, in like March or
I'm gonna
something?
go back and do more shows here again in March.
That's
And
awesome.
Frank, when's your next show? Coming off DIR?
Yeah, coming off the injured reserve. It all starts January 29 in Montreal in Laval. And then we do Ottawa the following week. Then we're off a week, go to Winnipeg, do Toronto, do Vancouver, and we're adding shows now. But I'm starting to book some stand up too now for later in the year. And practice and stuff.
Now,
Yeah.
Stallone, are you road tripping all these or are you flying?
Where we can drive, we drive because, and this is again,
You can drive to Winnipeg. You can drive to
no,
Montreal.
I'm not driving to Winnipeg. We're definitely flying to Winnipeg. We're flying to Vancouver, but Montreal and Ottawa, we're driving.
Okay.
Windsor in May. We're going to Windsor in May. And I think we're adding London, Ontario. We'll drive that. So, we'll drive to London, do the show. Next day, get up, go. It's the props. There's more people involved. It's me and Cause plus, Natalie calls the show. And sometimes Causes, who's now married, his wife will come and help out. There's more people involved. There's more costs involved with stand up is definitely, unless you're bringing an opening act around, it's usually just you. But what's nice is you're with people. That's what's nice about doing this show. That's why me and Ange love touring together because it's nice to be on the road with a friend. I'll tell you, I would do cruise ships if I knew I was with Ange.
It'd be fun.
That would be fun.
And
That's why we're here.
that's why we're here. Adapt or die.
That's it.
Adapt or die. Adapt
Because
or
you're
That's a
all
great
Frank
line.
And Ange talks cheaps.
Talks Cheaps. That's the name of our podcast. Talks Cheaps.
Talks
Fucking
cheap.
comics.
We're gonna have T-shirts, baseball hats.
That's it. Talks cheap.
Talks Cheaps.
I love that you called her Celine. I know her name's not Celine, but you named her after the most notable woman who came out of Montreal,
Celine.
Celine Dion. Celine. If that girl is out there or somebody knows that girl, I wanted to be the first guest on this podcast.
On
my
the
God.
Talks Cheaps, I want to bring her on. I told the guy there I don't. I can bring
If we
people to
could
son did
find,
not to talk English.
if we could find her, Ange, can you imagine?
She's got to be what? 60, 50? I don't know. How old is she?
Maybe we could find the producer. All right, guys, talk
Beautiful.
cheaps.
Like I Talks
Talks
Cheaps.
Cheap.
Talks Cheaps.
I'm gonna take you on a ride. We're gonna burn through the night. Why you're so salty? I'll still take a bite.
Okay, you can take my